Welcome to our F3 podcast, where we discuss all things that are pertaining to faith, family, and finances. And remember this, no subject is off limits. We are your hosts today. I am Dr. Lionel M. Blair, Sr. Okay. And I'm a senior because my wonderful wife next to me, Dr.
Oh
Jasmine
my
Blair,
goodness.
okay, has contributed to making me a senior. We have two beautiful children, okay, one whom is a junior. So that's why I am a senior. Bless the Lord. All right, so we got a good one for you.
Well, cat's out the bag now.
Well, I mean, it was obvious. I'm a senior, so I have a junior, and I didn't make the junior by myself. Okay, okay.
Welcome to the F3 podcast. If this is your first time with us, thank you. We're so glad you're here. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time that we premiere a new episode here on YouTube. For our audio listeners, be sure to subscribe to our show so the updates will push automatically to your phone or your device every time we drop a new episode. Definitely make sure you check the link in the description to find out how you can support our podcast. If you're listening by way of audio, make sure you check the show notes for that link. And also, if you've got a topic to suggest, if you have a question that you want to ask, that you want us to answer here on the show, at that same link, you can send us, or you can leave us a voicemail, leave us a recorded message and say, look, I think this will be a good topic. Or you know what? How come preachers be doing this? Listen, drop us a question, a comment, a show topic. Like I said, no topic is off limits.
We'll talk about it.
No topic is off limits. So listen, make sure you click that link, leave us a message, drop it there. And definitely, who knows, you might end up on the next episode. So we want to get into today's topic. Am I wrong for not attending family events? Now, we get this question a lot, especially from people, whether they're new believers, they've been in it for a while, whatever the belief is. We all know family is, that thorn in our side. Sometimes we just those lovable irritations, people that you love, but they get on your nerves. And, different beliefs, religious beliefs, political beliefs, upbringings with kids and family, education, all types of things. There's just always going to be somebody that just gets on your nerves. Yeah. And so we get this question a lot. Am I wrong for not attending family events? And I think, and the short answer is no, but it's more than that. Some of you're to this place where you're not mad, you're not offended at anybody, but you're done with the extra. All right. Because some people's family now is ratchet. Everybody has not had this white picket fence, picture perfect upbringing and family relationship. And so for some people, that's not a place that they want to go back to. And when we really look at people's devotion to their call, to their process, and their level of discipleship, they may not have time to even attend a lot of those events. I look at the fact when a man, and I'm paraphrasing, said, Jesus, I want to follow you, but let me go back. Let me go to the funeral. He said, let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead.
That's right.
So sometimes family, and somebody was like, well, oh my gosh, it's a funeral. No, but listen, when you look at your destiny and your call, yes, I understand it's unfortunate anytime a life is lost. I want to make sure we're clear. It's unfortunate anytime somebody transitions, whether they die young, old, or in between. It's always hard for a loss. But the reality of it is this: if you are in your process, you're seeking God, and you are in a place where God is shaping and molding you for a life-changing destiny, what more can you do for a person that's already died? And, this actually kind of goes into your story because you had a death in the family during your process.
I had a couple.
And, during that time, God would not release you to necessarily attend these funerals.
And that's a whole nother thing because people ain't going to understand that,
Mm-hmm.
People ain't going to understand that. But you know, what I was in the middle of was so important. I could not let off of that.
Right.
What God was doing in me was so vital. And see, God, you know, God don't deal with everybody like that. I understand that too.
Right.
You know, God don't deal with everybody like that. Some of y'all, He may tell you, "Hey, go among your ratchet family members
Mhm.
and win them for the Lord." You know, be righteous, win them. You know, had that Captain America righteousness. You know, but then some he'll have you to separate yourself.
Yes. Yes.
You know, he'll have you to separate yourself, and people don't understand that either. Oh, you acting brand new, you think you better than us. No, it's not about being better or worse. You know, the creator of the entire universe called me, and I have to pay a certain price for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in Christ. And people don't understand it, you know, and people who don't live it, they'll never understand it.
That part. And
You
I
know,
think that's the key. Everybody's devotion and dedication to the call that God has placed on their life is different.
very different.
It's very different. So if you are one that says, well, I'm not to that place. I don't see that wrong. I want to go to the cookout. I want to go to the birthday party. You have every right to do so by all means. Have at it. Enjoy yourself.
Go for it. Yeah.
But for the ones of you that are on a different track, not necessarily in general, but at least right now, God has you in a different space. And you can say, you know what? The last 2 or 3 years I've gone, it's been great. There haven't even been any beef. There hasn't even been any problems. But this year, I really feel a pull from the Lord to just kind of let that be for this year. Send my regards. Maybe, send a card, send a present by Amazon or something. I feel a check of the Lord to stay put and to stay in my vein. You're not wrong for that. And you know what? Let me help you. You have to be okay with your family not understanding. Let me help you. Here's where we get in trouble when you try to explain the things of God to people who are not open to God. That's where you get into some difficulties. No is a complete sentence all by itself. It's a whole sentence, a paragraph, and a dissertation. They don't need a whole explanation. I'm not going to be able to attend. You have to be okay with them. I don't understand. Some of them may, well, come on, so-and-so's going to be there. So-and-so, you ain't seen so-and-so. You already know what they're going to say. You have to be okay with, you know what? It's okay. I'm not going to be able to go. I'm not going to. I have some other things that I need to handle. They don't even have to know what it is, but you have to be okay. And see, the fear of rejection or that battle of I don't want to disappoint my family is why a lot of y'all go to this stuff when you feel a need to consecrate and stay away, and then it ends up blowing up into some big thing. Yeah. And you will be like, you know what? This is why I should have stayed home in the first place. Some of y'all still are not okay with not being liked. You got to be okay. Don't feed into the guilt trip that they give you.
Yeah.
You've got to be okay with not being liked. You've got to be okay with the fact that they talk about you. If they talk about you because you cannot attend or you choose not to attend something, then that says a lot about them.
Yeah.
And the reality is most of these people that you're stressing to go see and impress, how often do they call you throughout the year? Do y'all talk?
Come on.
Do y'all have a relationship? Did they tell you happy birthday, happy anniversary? Did they send you a $5 gift card on Cash App, Apple Pay? Something.
Yeah. They are not interested in your life until you come around.
Yeah. And then really they just want to, basically it becomes a measuring contest. How much money do you make? Where do you work? What type of house do you drive?
What are you doing with your life?
That's all it is at that point. A measuring contest.
My family don't know nothing I'm doing. Okay.
It becomes a measuring contest.
I'm keeping it that way.
And whoever loses, you end up being the topic of the gossip. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. These are unhealthy practices. Y'all know what I'm talking about. These are unhealthy practices that many of us experience with family. We don't say anything about it because it's family, and we just deal with it because we want to be Christ-like. Being Christ-like does not mean you have to be a doormat.
And I want to ask something else to what you were saying too. A lot of times, and I've noticed this even in us being involved in deliverance ministry and all of that kind of stuff, counseling people. When you're being delivered from familiar spirits
Mm-hmm.
or family spirits or generational curses, a lot of times he'll separate you from the source
Come
of
on.
the curse,
Come
or
on.
he'll separate you from those who also inhabit or embody the curse. Okay, he has to, a lot of times he has to separate you from that thing that he's trying to break off of you. Okay, in order to really purify you in that area, and then make you raise you up and make you a beacon of light. When
Mm-hmm.
you're being delivered from crack cocaine, it is unwise to go around other crackheads.
Right.
Okay, it is unwise, to go around other crackheads because they're still going to be using crack. Same concept. If you have a dysfunctional family, come on, and I'm not saying condemn, just condemn your family to hell. I'm talking about
Right.
for you.
For you. Yes.
If you have a dysfunctional family, and let's say alcoholics running your family, or let's just say, yeah, let's use alcoholics. Let's
Right.
say
Right.
alcoholics running your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go around the family, and they always got that going on. That's going to feed your struggle.
Yes.
Okay, spiritually, psychologically, this is how this works. Okay, and a lot of y'all fighting to hold on to the very people that embody the bondage,
Come on.
that God is trying to break you free from. So sometimes, even if God was going to send you back, He would have to separate you first to break that up off of you. Okay, all right. So sometimes it's better not to go around the
Come
same
on.
people who have the same function dysfunction as you, or who is probably or may be the source of your
Come
dysfunction.
on. Come on.
The source of your dysfunction. Okay, I've seen people. I've seen people. They have the crappiest parents I've ever seen. And I'm not saying don't honor your mother and father. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But because you got to honor them, whether they're good, bad, indifferent. However, when God is trying to break generational curses and all that crap up off of you, there's a separation that takes place. Okay, between you and the person who you got it from. See, I'm gonna let me tell you about Lionel Blair.
Mhm.
Okay, let me tell you about Lionel Blair. I had to cut off everybody at one point
Come on.
to get me together. You understand what I'm saying? There was a season, I didn't talk to my mother like that or my father like that, or any members of my family, period. Okay, and some of them was all worried about me and stuff like that. No, 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 no. I have to process stuff within myself. Right? I had to process stuff within myself. I had to face my own demons that I inherited. Okay. I had to face my own struggles that I inherited because ain't nobody give me no inheritance. Okay. Ain't nobody give me no fresh start.
Come
Okay.
on.
You understand what I'm saying? So I had to separate. And this is no disrespect to anybody that's a part of my family, but you take it how you want. I don't care. But I'm talking about for Lionel, because I'm helping some people today.
Right. Right.
I'm helping some people today. A lot of y'all hang around your dysfunction. I don't care if it's your cousin. Come on. I don't care if it's your cousin. I don't care if it's your auntie, your uncle, your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your granddaddy. Okay. Listen, we make this whole thing where family is everything. A lot of times, family is the source of your destruction. And if you don't separate yourself to discover who you are apart from all that, because a lot of y'all don't know who you are apart from the molestation.
Come
A lot
on.
of you don't know who you are apart from the poverty. A lot of you don't know who you are apart from the abuse. A lot of you don't know who you are, okay, apart from the nutritional deficiencies in your body.
Uh-oh.
A lot of you don't know who you are apart from the rejection. So And a lot of that stuff, your family be the source of that stuff. So now you got to separate yourself to discover who you are again. And that's what I had to do. I had to separate myself to discover who I really am, because I didn't know who I was. That's why I did any and everything under the sun, okay, that I thought I could do to try to give me some source of identity. And some people was offended. Some people in my family was offended. They talked trash about me. But guess what? Even in the midst of all of that, none of them extended a hand to help me.
Wow.
And then you wonder why I don't come around. I don't need to come around. I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? And it's nothing personal. I don't hold a grudge. But, that's out of sight, out of mind. That's out of my system. You understand? Because the only thing that really had me linked was the generational spirits and the generational dysfunction, the generational curses.
Come on.
And everything else I inherited. Psychologically, genetically, spiritually, because it's scientifically proven that information is passed from one generation to another through your genes and your DNA. Your DNA, within your DNA, is like a hard drive, right? It's a hard drive that stores information. This is proven, and it has information that can be decoded. So this is why your children have your habits. Okay. This is why something can even hit, and I've discovered this, some can hit one generation, skip the next, but then come back because it wasn't dealt with. You understand? So a lot of times what God has to do is he has to separate you from all that. But see, what y'all want to do, y'all want to drag all these people along with you, and then you still end up repeating the same cycles. And then when I tell people about it, or when I teach about it, they get mad and say I'm anti-family. No, I'm not anti-family. I'm anti-dysfunctional family.
That part.
And a vast majority of families are dysfunctional. So they wonder why you don't come to the events, because there's a disconnect.
That's why.
There's a disconnect because God broke you free.
We no longer have dysfunction in common.
Right. Right. And you got families that try to hide their stuff, but something wrong. If something wrong in you, something wrong in your family.
Come on.
You got it from somewhere. Okay? Because I know I grew up with propensities towards things that was never taught to me. Never taught to me. And me being this age that I was, very young, I'm like, okay. I sat down one day. I'm like, where did I get this from? Where did I get this from? Nobody ever taught me to like this, or to do this, or to do that. Where did I get this from? What happened? And then, I got older. Then I started discovering my family sins. And I'm like, dang, my family jacked up on both sides. It's just that one side, they don't hide their ratchetness. And then on the other side, they hide it with religiosity. Prepare. Prepare. You see what I'm saying? So you can be on drugs and still be a proper drug addict.
Come on.
So I had to deal with stuff in me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all out there, y'all know I'm telling the truth. And see, the sad part about it is I didn't start discovering this stuff until I came into Christ. I came into ministry
and got away from the dysfunction.
And got away. You see what I'm saying? Then I started discovering, like, dang, like I don't even like this, but I find myself doing it.
And then the pieces add up.
Yeah.
And then everything starts to come together and make sense. Sometimes you have to be detached from stuff long enough for it to start to, okay, that's why I can't be around it. Okay, you know what? I was having all this dysfunction and all this setback in my growth and my momentum in my relationship with Christ. But now I realize that, yes, I made some issues, but a setback wasn't just me. It was all the dysfunction that I was connected to. I felt like I was always going through something. I'm giving an example. Felt like I was always going through something, but it was everybody else calling my phone that was always going through something, and their emergency was my emergency, and I was hopping all over. No, this is why you have to be disconnected from the dysfunction long enough to identify that a lot of what you're dealing with either isn't you or it's in you as a result of your family. So it's okay for you to miss a cookout, a birthday party, baby shower. It's okay for you to miss some of these things and just fall back and work on you. There's nothing wrong with that. And if anybody's enraged that you would choose to miss an event like that to better yourself, something's wrong with them.
But see, a lot of people, they're not going to understand because, see, society teaches us that family is first.
Right.
So, and a lot of times, family first for many of us means our bondage, our dysfunction, it comes first. And that's why it never goes nowhere, because it's always in the forefront. It's always in the forefront. Some of you may have to get away from your brother. Some of you may have to get away from your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your granny, or whatever for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, while you rediscover who you are again as a person in God. You know, you gotta separate from the dysfunction. You got to, and I think I'm gonna get some kickback for some of the things that I said. I don't care. This is everybody's reality.
Everybody's reality.
And the one and those of y'all that's mad is your reality too. That's why I don't care how successful you are. You know you should be further along. And you know you can be further along, but you're not further along because you still dragging your bondage with you.
Facts.
I'm not going to be more loyal to you than I am to my own freedom.
Come on. Woo!
Oh, glory.
Woo! That was good.
Oh, glory. I'm not going to be more loyal to you than I am to my own freedom. I've met people, I mean, they was so connected to dysfunction. They went ahead and changed their last names. Some people, I know people that went ahead and changed their last names, changed their first name, whole name. Okay, and I ain't talking about that Black Hebrew Israelite stuff either. Malek Yah, you know, I ain't talking about that either. Okay, because some ain't talking about that. But I know people that have changed their whole names. Okay, and sometimes that may be necessary. Okay, for you to get free. Okay, and again. I'm family is a godly institution. Okay, so I'm not anti-family, but I am anti-dysfunctional family. And there's times that God has changed people's names in the Bible too, and have redid their whole genetic code all over again. All right, so God can still do the same thing today. Today.
So the reality of it is, are you okay? Because the question is, am I wrong for not attending family events? Are you okay? What is it that's making you feel like you're wrong? Is it your own guilt? Is it the phone calls or the text messages?
Come on.
Is it the fear of what people think? What is it? You know, do you not want to deal with the backlash? And I know for me personally, if I'm going somewhere and they don't have anything that either I could eat, I'm not going anyway. If I got to pack my own lunch, I'm not going. You know, a lot of people, you know, we have this saying, you know, and it's the reality of it is a lot of people with these family events, these cookouts, these different types of things. Let me go here. The food that you eating is killing you anyway.
That's a whole different.
It's a whole different episode, but I gotta go here real fast.
Soul food.
You're eating soul food. You've got all this salt, all this sugar in everything. So you going around family, you're eating stuff that's making you sick. You know, the Bible says, "What I wish that you prosper and be in good health as your soul prospers." If you're eating this soul food, slave food, you're not prospering. Like this stuff is making your body sick, which is gonna make your soul sick.
Well, I'm glad I stopped eating chitlins. I stopped eating chitlins almost a decade ago.
So for some of you, it may not even be in addition to your faith, but it may not even be that. Well, you go acting brand new. You act like there's some good food. No. If you don't have anything,
you acting white.
If you don't have anything that I can eat, I won't be present. I won't be present. If I gotta pack my own lunch, that means you was not prepared for me to be there in the first place, and I won't be there.
I eat some greens, but I ain't eat no pig ears. Okay.
So, but see, how many people don't like this stuff? Even if you like it every once in a while, grandma gonna get upset if I don't eat this. Okay, then grandma don't really love you. If she's going to be angry because you choose not to eat something for your health, or maybe you're consecrating. Some people was recently on a Daniel fast. You see what I'm saying? So maybe you're in a space to where you can attend, but it's just certain stuff you're abstaining from for yourself, not because you're mad at anybody, not because you're angry or trying to get back. If you are abstaining from some type of food for your health or for religious reasons and your family's angry, that's a good reason not to go. If they can, they don't have to understand, but if they can, if you said I got a peanut allergy and I can't eat peanuts or peanut butter, they will be respectful of that. So why can't they respect the fact that you're choosing to abstain from something for your health or for religious purposes? Because they take offense in the fact that you're doing something different. See, a lot of people who are familiar with you understand you make the decision to do something different, when you make the decision to lead your life in a different way, they look at it as there's something wrong with them, even though you've never said that, even though that's not your intention. They're like, okay, we are familiar, we are here, so if you're now doing something different, what is it that I'm doing wrong, is what people ask themselves. So a lot of the backlash you get, a lot of the questions, the badgering, whatever you get, it comes from the fact that they are having an internal turmoil, wondering what is wrong with them that you are now choosing to do something different, because they take it as offensive. You don't want to be like me anymore. And it's a subconscious thing, but that's what happens with people. Oh, you brand new. Why you don't want to do it? Why am I brand new? Because I'm making a decision that is for my life that's different from the decision you choose to make.
What is being like you has accomplished? That's what I want to know. The heck,
That's a good question.
What is being like you? Being like you, what is that accomplished?
Mm-hmm.
What is that doing for me?
Come on.
Okay, because Lord knows, and I love my family, but if I was like some of them folks, I would either be a self-righteous snob, or I'd be out here homeless, junkie, deadbeat daddy. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I would be. That's what I would be. So no, I don't want to be like you. I want to be like him. And I want to be whoever he wants me to be. Talking about Jesus. Right? Because he the only one perfect. So I aspire to measure up to his standard to the best of my God-given ability by his grace. Even if I don't reach it, I'm gonna try.
Come on.
All right, because I'm not there yet when it comes to turn the other cheek, but bless the Lord. Amen. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. Anyway, I ain't there yet. I ain't there. I'm trying. I'm trying. I hope I never have to get to that. Anyway, but my again, you said something about family, familiar, right? You used the word familiar. People who are normally familiar with you will not respect what you're doing, trying to accomplish, and where you're going. This is why I don't tell nobody what I'm doing. Why? Because you're not going to respect what I'm trying to do. And you're not going to respect how far I've gotten thus far. And you're not going to respect where I'm headed.
That part.
So I'm not going to cast my pearls before swine when it comes to you. I'm not going to tell you about my life. Okay? Because if you knew the risky moves that I make to get to where I am today, you call me stupid. But it worked. It worked. So while you sitting up there and your little 9 to 5, bless the Lord, I sat up there, okay, and I make my own work. I make my own work schedule. We work for us.
Come on.
We work for us. You understand what I'm saying? See,
we work for us and we work for us.
See, people who are familiar with you as
Mm-hmm.
far as family is concerned, they try to keep you in that place
That's it.
of familiarity. So because I have to bust my butt, you need to bust your butt too. And if you're not busting your butt like I bust my butt, then you're living a pipe dream.
Mm.
I can't share my dreams with most people.
That's right.
I can't share my aspirations and my moves with most people because you'll think I'm crazy. Because family familiar, they think that they have a voice.
Mm,
And then you wonder why I don't
mm.
want to come to the cookout. I'm just speaking in general.
Don't talk to me all the rest of the year. No happy birthday, happy anniversary, no nothing. But as soon as I get to the cookout, as soon as I get to the graduation party, the birthday party, the family reunion, you've got all these things that you want to say about my life.
Or if I decided instead of putting thousands of dollars into a traditional wedding, I decided to put into a business and just go to the Justice Peace to get married. I know you. I didn't know you got married. See, a lot of y'all do this stuff for image.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily against a traditional wedding. I'm just not gonna spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for one.
For one day.
For one day. Baby, I can start businesses. I can invest in the stock market. Bless the Lord. Okay, there's a whole lot that I can do. Okay. I can make other investments. Okay, I can do all that. I can buy a car.
You can put a down payment on a house.
Down payment
There's
on a
a
house
lot
for that
that
much
you
money.
can do with that money, other than indulge in one day. For people who don't really like you,
I'm not putting up all that money just for one day. I ain't doing it. Okay, just to impress a bunch of people, gather a bunch of people don't like you no way, or jealous of you, or even if they halfway like you, they ain't contribute nothing,
that part.
huh? You ain't contribute nothing to this wedding. Shoot, I put that money into a ring before I put that money into an event.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
At least you can pass the ring on from,
Yeah,
to another generation.
Yeah, you can pass that
generation. You can pass that on. You can't pass the event on.
Yeah, for real. So again, y'all, you're not wrong for attending the family events, especially when the people at the family event are just as jacked up as you are. Some people may say, well, don't be judgmental, brother. Brother, that sounds judgmental. That sounds like you're treating them like a disease. No, but y'all got the same disease.
Ooh.
You ain't treating them like a disease. You recognize that you're still being healed from the same disease they got. Okay. I mean, I've seen family reunions where you know the uncle is a Chester the molester.
Come on now.
Okay, his behind should be in jail, or he may have been. He may have served
been
time.
in jail and got out.
You see what I'm saying?
That registry.
Y'all still let him come around, and I'm not saying condemn people for but see, this stuff got to be cleared up now, because you expect the niece that he molested to be okay with him being there.
Come on. And anybody else's innocent child.
Yeah. Like no, that that need to be a family meeting. Huh?
That part.
And I ain't saying hate Uncle Joe for his mistakes.
We just this an example.
Yeah, it's an example.
Because somebody
I don't have an uncle named Joe. All right. But I ain't saying hate Uncle Joe or people make mistakes. People do stuff that was done to them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole psychological thing. However, there's some place Uncle Joe just can't come to or go. You had to bring Uncle Joe a plate. Come on now. Certain things limit your freedom and what you can do. Just like if you on the registry as a pastor, you can't be around a bunch of little kids. Okay, if you once felt called to youth ministry, okay, you felt called to the youth, and it could have been a genuine call, but now you on the registry, that call is killed. You killed it.
Yeah.
You killed it. You will never be that again. Okay, God will never use you in that again because you ruined that.
Mm-hmm.
So some things you just some things you just can't do.
No matter how sorry you are, how much you repent,
Yeah,
there's consequences.
there are consequences, and they'll catch you years later nowadays. Okay, and so because I'm about to go left field with that. I'm not gonna go left field with that. But the thing is that people who are the most familiar with you, they want to keep you in that familiar place. So they'll give you familiar advice. Okay. Did y'all just hear that? They'll give you familiar advice. In other words, from that place of familiarity, they will speak to try to keep you in that familiar place in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just got to just break out of the mold, break out of the box. Okay. In order for you to succeed and for you to be free. And then maybe you can go back to the family event. Maybe. If they act right. I'm just saying.
So the reality of it is you want to get to a place where you're okay.
Yeah.
You're okay with not going.
It's about you.
You're not wrong for not wanting to go to these family events. You know, especially if somebody is living a lifestyle that you don't support, you don't have to go to those events. It's okay. And you don't even have to explain why. Whether it's for you, whether it's something you're not in agreement with, it is not a sin to protect your peace. Let me say that again. It is not a sin to protect your peace. So they'll be okay. And if they genuinely love you for you, they'll be all right. They'll understand. They might be a little disappointed, but this is why they should have asked you before they planned it. I mean, if everybody else is going to be there, the event should still go on. They might can bring you a plate. Especially if Chester won't be there. No, bring me a plate. I'm good. I'm good. No, we not going to be in the same space. But anyway, do you have any closing remarks for the people today?
Don't let nobody guilt trip you. Okay. One of the worst forms of witchcraft, I believe, is familiar family witchcraft.
Mm.
In other words, I use manipulation tactics to keep you in line with the family. Come on. I play on your emotions. I play reverse psychology, all that other stuff, manipulation to keep you in line with the family. Sometimes in order to break that, you got to break away all together.
That's true.
You owe yourself first before you owe them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and
not telling you to hate your family,
right?
But you owe yourself first before you owe them, especially when they ain't lay nothing up for you to better your life, and you okay.
All right. Next time I'm gonna call this the closing dissertation. This is a bit more than remarks, bit more than I anticipated. But we want to thank you guys for joining us on this episode of the F3 Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Again, check that link in the description box and in the show notes for how you can support this podcast, as well as suggest a topic or ask us questions. And you'll see some of our other products and services as well. Until next time on the F3 Podcast, goodbye.